Hello, my beautiful friend. It's Betsy Gutting. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited to speak with you about the Aquarius new moon. The Aquarius new moon is happening January 21st, 12:53 p.m. Pacific time, 3:53 p.m. Eastern time, and 8:53 p.m. Universal time. So be sure and adjust the timing for wherever you are experiencing this new moon on the planet. This is a visionary new moon. Aquarius is a visionary sign. It's also a turning point new moon. There are some nuances to the aspects that are happening for this new moon that I'm really excited to share with you. So as always, I will be doing readings for all 12 signs with my oracle cards and also letting you know in which house this new moon is happening for you. What area of life is being affected for you? So of course, you're gonna wanna listen to your new moon reading, listen to your sun sign for your ego personality, how it's experiencing this new moon, your moon sign for how you will experience it emotionally, and your rising sign tells you which area of life, which house the new moon is happening for you. I also strongly encourage you to listen to the introduction of this video where I go into the aspects, because there's an opportunity to really finesse the energies and get the most out of it for the new moon, and I don't want you to miss out on that. The quote that came to me when I was preparing for this new moon in Aquarius video was from Wayne Dyer: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So in Aquarius energy, we can shift our perspective. We can have a real awakening, a real epiphany, revelations, divine downloads, and a clearing of the past with the aspects that are happening in this new moon. So I'm excited to get into those, but before I do, I want to say hello and welcome. If you are new to me, I am an intuitive life coach as well as a psychic astrologer, and I love helping you to catalyze a vision for your life, to bring down a vision from your soul, from your heart, for your heart's true calling. What is calling you forward now, and help you to bring that into reality. So we can do that through an astrology reading, or we can do it through soul alchemy coaching. I also offer one-off clarity coaching sessions. So at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a little bit more information on my astrology consultations as well as my coaching, so you can find out what you can expect, what results can you expect from working with me. And I also have a free gift for you, so be sure and stay tuned till the end of the video so I can tell you about your free gift. It's a free instant download and how you can get it. Okay, so let's get into this new moon in Aquarius. First of all, the new moon in Aquarius is happening at 1 degree. So right off the bat, right out of the gate, that tells us something. 1 degree is brand new beginnings. Now, all new moons are about new beginnings. All new moons are a time to reflect, to go inward, to get some clarity on what it is that we want most. What do we want to bring into manifestation? New moons are the beginning of a manifestation cycle. However, when you have a new moon at 1 degree, this is really amplifying the energy of new beginnings. 1 degree is self-initiative. It's taking the initiative. It's taking the reins of our life. It's proclaiming even who we are and what we want. It's that I'm coming out energy, that I'm coming out. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to show who I am. And in Aquarius, this is a lot about self-expression, creativity. Aquarius is a very creative sign. It's an air sign. It's fixed air. So Aquarius energy is about how we're seeing things, our perspective. It's humanitarian values. It's technology, it's innovation, it's where we are choosing to be more progressive, to see things from a new vantage point, a more progressive vantage point. It's about freedom and liberation and awakening. So we are being called to be the leaders of our own life, to really activate that inner leader during this new moon at 1 degree. And interestingly, the first 4 new moons of 2023, and happy 2023 to all of you, the first 4 new moons are happening all around 1 degree. So you can see the first quarter of 2023 is pushing us out of the nest, pushing us into new energies. And because we are going to have all planets direct just 1 day after this new moon in Aquarius, all planets will be direct. Mars is going direct. Hallelujah. Can I get an amen? For those of us who've really been feeling this Mars retrograde. Oh my goodness. Mars went direct today, the day that I am recording this video. It's auspicious for me because it's Mars in Gemini and I have 3 planets in Gemini. So I've really been feeling, and maybe many of you have as well, this Mars energy retrograde of feeling held back, trying to get things going, but having trouble getting things going. I'm in my new apartment in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and I've been trying to order things and find things in Mexico, find things from local vendors, from local businesses that will make my house feel like a home. And it hasn't been easy. It's really been challenging to find the things. But I noticed last night when I started to look once again for the things that I can't get in this area, started to look online, I noticed that more suddenly seemed like it was available. So I think for a lot of us, metaphorically speaking, we're gonna feel like there's more available to us very soon. Mercury is going direct January 19th. This new moon is on January 21st. This new moon is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus will be going direct the day after the new moon. So just after this new moon makes its imprint on all of us, we're going to have the planet that rules this new moon going direct. This is very auspicious for all of the energy beginning to move us forward. As I'm talking about this, I see a beautiful, huge sailboat with huge, gorgeous sails, and it's just sailing forward. The wind is in the sails. We're like full sail going ahead. Now, who will this new moon in Aquarius most affect? First of all of us are going to feel this new moon. We all have Aquarius, 1 degree of Aquarius somewhere in our natal astrology chart. Not only that, but because of the aspects that this new moon makes, this is going to affect and be felt by a lot of signs, and I'll get into the aspects in a moment. You will feel this new moon most personally and intensely if you have planets or points in Aquarius or the other fixed signs of Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio between 0 and 6 degrees, 0 and 6 degrees, or if you have planets or points in the cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, or Aries, between 26 and 29 degrees, you will also feel this new moon more intensely. Now, in Aquarius energy, we want to be free. We want to be free, we want independence, we want to go our own way. Aquarius energy really helps us to see our unique gifts and what we have to give others. And it encourages us to liberate ourselves in the mind, especially. It's a very intellectual sign. It's air, it's fixed air. It wants us to free ourselves from any mental constructs that have been holding us back from going after what it is that we want. So I feel that there is definitely going to be a loosening of energy that has been holding us back, a shift in mindset for a lot of us. Because Mars has been retrograde in Gemini, and Gemini is also an air sign, and it's also connected to our thinking, to our viewpoints, to the way we see things, and it's now direct. I feel like that's really going to help us to get clarity. This is a beautiful new moon to catalyze a vision for yourself, to ask yourself, what is my vision for my life going forward? And I know a lot of you don't even need to ask that question. It's already happening for you. You've already been thinking about your vision, especially because we tend to do this at the new year, right? We tend to think about, what do I want for this new year, 2023? What do I want? And because we've had Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Uranus retrograde, because we've had these planets retrograde, it has put us in a more reflective state of mind. So I think many of you probably already know what you want going forward. But if you're not sure yet, this new moon in Aquarius is definitely going to help us to realize that clarity. Now, because this new moon is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is the great awakener. Uranus is the planet that can bring in the lightning strikes, both physically and metaphorically. It can bring breakthroughs, it can bring epiphanies and downloads. Because of this, many of you may feel like you're breaking free of something, or that you're having a breakthrough in a question that you've been asking, a problem you've been having, something that you've wanted resolved. You may feel a breakthrough energy around this period of the new moon, a few days before, a few days after. The shadow side of Aquarius energy is being too fixed, being too rigid in your point of view, only seeing something one way and not allowing anyone else's point of view in, or anyone else in for that matter. And in fact, I pulled a card for this new moon just for all of us collectively, and the card was openness. It was openness, and there was an image of the galaxies and the night sky. And Aquarius energy reminds us that we are that we're made of stardust, that we are part of the planetary oneness, that we are stars in and of ourselves. Aquarius energy wants to remind us that we can tune into the cosmic intelligence, that we can ask questions of the planets, we can connect to the planets, we can tune into Uranus and ask for guidance, ask for help. One of my favorite prayers is, "Dear Spirit, give me a breakthrough. I'm ready for a breakthrough. Help me see this from a different light. Help me see this from a whole new vantage point. Liberate my mind, liberate my spirit, liberate my heart so that I can feel free again." Because of course it's only our mindset that is making us feel unfree, right? It's only our mindset that makes us feel trapped, that makes us feel like we don't have options or choices. And we always have options and choices, but sometimes we can't see what those are. The aspect that I think we're going to feel the most during this new moon in Aquarius is the sun and the moon making an out-of-sign conjunction with Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto and Capricorn is very close to this new moon, to the sun and the moon in Aquarius. What does this mean? First of all, Pluto always represents power. It represents where we feel powerful or where we feel powerless. Pluto in Capricorn is about hierarchies. It's about structure. It's the status quo. It's the way things have always been. It's the old boy network. Pluto in Capricorn can represent authority for us. It can represent patriarchy. It can bring up father issues. It can be where we feel like someone has something that we feel we need and they don't want to give it to us. So this could bring up for you a person, a situation, a job, anything really, a hope, a dream, or a wish that you feel you need something that you can't get, that's just not available to you. But here's the interesting thing. As we're all very aware, we had the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn in 2020, January of 2020. It changed the world, right? It changed the world. We are never going back. With Pluto energy, there's no going back to the way things were. We are never going back to that old life, to the old world, to the old structures, to the old systems. But because Pluto right now is at, during this new moon, is at 28 degrees of Capricorn, 28 degrees, it's almost to the very end degrees of Capricorn. There's still a demolition process going on of the old life, the old world, the old ways of thinking, the old structures that have supported us for eons. There's still a demolition happening there. And yet, with this new moon in Aquarius at 1 degree, new beginnings, new world, new ways of seeing, these two are coming together, helping to dismantle any kind of threads, phrase, old anything that we may as individuals and as a collective still be holding on to of the old. When I think of Pluto and Capricorn, I think of detoxifying any codependent behaviors. And this could be in relationships. For a lot of us, we might experience this in relationships, but it could also just be self-destructive behaviors in general. It's going to depend on where this is happening in your chart. So for example, if you were having this new moon in your 6th house, this could be a destructive behavior around, what you take into your body. It could be eating or exercise or any daily habit that you have. If you're experiencing this new moon in your 7th house of relationships, this would likely be some way of thinking or some behavior or some expectation that you have of another person that is not healthy for you. So it's really going to depend on where this is happening. And of course, when I get into the 12 sign readings, I'll be able to touch on that. But what's important to know right now is that we are letting go. We're going through a letting go process of this new moon. Two things are really happening. We're creating a new vision. We're getting excited for something new. We are liberating ourselves. We're freeing ourselves. And how do we do that? Often by letting go of something. So for this new moon in Aquarius, the serenity prayer is very apt. It's very apt. The serenity prayer. Dear God, dear Spirit, however you see your higher power, give me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. In the bigger picture, we are being encouraged by this new moon to find our tribe, to find our community. Aquarius energy can be very social. It's interesting because there are two sides. There's really two sides to Aquarius energy. There's the independence. I'm doing this on my own. I'm going my own way. And then there's the social connection, groups, communities, humanitarian, joining causes, supporting causes. This is very Aquarian as well. This new moon is really, I feel deep down in my gut, this is really wanting us to find our tribe, our supportive tribe. And I would be very surprised if many of you are not having new opportunities with tribe. I know I'm experiencing that here in Puerto Vallarta. I moved into this very old apartment building. It's a villa. It used to be a villa. And they're all individual units. And I just happened synchronistically to meet some women who are so like-minded, so much on the same wavelength that I am. And we've been supporting one another ever since we met. And it makes me so happy. I can't even tell you how happy it makes me feel. And I didn't really have to do anything except say yes to the calling to come to Puerto Vallarta. And they were here waiting for me. So I feel that a lot of us are going to be just falling into new connections. It's just going to be happening. But we have to be willing to release those connections, those ties that are not healthy for us, that are not making us feel empowered. Here's a quick cheat sheet for this. Wherever you feel victimized, wherever you feel like something's wrong or something's unfair and you can't change it because the other person or situation or thing or boss or job or whatever it is will not change, will not budge, will not see it from your point of view, that's a really good indication that you're in a completely different consciousness than that person or situation, and you're being asked to move on. And I know that's not easy, my friend. I know it's not. And often that requires a deeper dive, deeper work. That's Pluto energy. Pluto wants us to do the deeper dive. Pluto wants us to go inside and really look at, what's holding me back from seeing myself as powerful in this situation? And this is where, working with a coach like myself, getting help from another person can really help you see from a new perspective and do that healing work. What's really exciting is that Pluto is changing signs. Pluto is leaving Capricorn and going into Aquarius. It will be going into Aquarius in March. It's going to be at 0 degrees of Aquarius starting in March. It'll stay in Aquarius for just 3 months from March to June. So I feel like we're going to get a nice boost of support with Pluto going into Aquarius, because we're going to go out of Pluto and Capricorn, which is the status quo and the way things have always been, and relying on the past. We're going out of that and we're going into Pluto and Aquarius, which is innovation, new beginnings. It's seeing things from a higher vantage point. It is the Great Awakener. So we're going to see some movement and a glimpse of a new vision for a new world. A whole new world. I love that song so much. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go. And that is Pluto in Aquarius. No one to tell me no. It's rebellious energy. Aquarian energy can be very rebellious. So don't be surprised if you feel rebellious during this new moon in the direction of what you want, saying no to something that just isn't good for you anymore. Because Pluto is in its very last degrees and will soon be at 29 degrees, and then we're going to be in 0 degrees of Pluto in Aquarius. These are anaretic degrees. These are degrees that have a certain degree, that have a certain amount of intensity to them. They're more intense. The energy feels more condensed, more intense. And because of that, we're going to be feeling these last remnants of, it's like almost like the tower falling, and I'm not saying it's going to happen that way. It can. Uranian energy, Aquarius energy ruled by Uranus, can be very quick moving energy. I think we're all definitely going to be feeling an acceleration of energy with this new moon. Everything moving forward, things accelerating, perhaps new opportunities coming in, new possibilities opening up in your mind and then seeing them in reality. This is a forward moving energy for sure, my friend. So release any rigidity, any feeling of digging in your heels, stay open, and keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize of what you want, of your vision, of the feeling. How does it make you feel? Keep your energy to the very best of your ability, and I know it's not always easy. Keep your energy focused on what you want most. Now, there are a couple of other very positive aspects I want to tell you about before we get into the 12 sign readings. This new moon is sextiling Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter in Aries is now direct. I have a separate video for you on Jupiter in Aries direct, for those of you who want to do a deeper dive. The new moon sextiling Jupiter in Aries is a go energy. Aries is a fire sign. Jupiter is expansion. This is more of this I am pioneering leadership energy, courageous, confident, us feeling like we can do it. I can do this. So this is really beautiful, but with the sextile, you have to take advantage of it. You have to say yes to the opportunity. We also have the new moon making a wide trine, and trines are ease. They're just flow. It's just the wind at your back, making a trine to Mars, now direct in Gemini. So for those of you who have felt held back, for those of you who have felt like, I just can't make headway, I can't get things to happen, I'm not finding what I need. You could have felt very frustrated during Mars retrograde in Gemini. For those of you who felt this, there is going to be a new ease that is coming in for us during this new moon in Aquarius. And finally, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that we have Venus conjuncting Saturn during this new moon. What does this mean? Venus in Aquarius conjuncting Saturn in Aquarius. Venus is women. It's often our women friends, the women in our lives, money. And Saturn, sitting right next to Venus, is saying, are you sure you're setting clear boundaries when it comes to this thing, this issue, this relationship? Are you sure this is what you really want? Is this going to provide you a solid, sustainable foundation? So this could bring up trust issues. This is basically telling us, don't go after, don't choose, don't prefer anything that isn't going to nourish you, that isn't going to nurture you. And the big message that came through for me about this is just that if you are having issues with a specific person, situation, job, etc., that doesn't feel good to you, there are other options. You have other choices, my friends. Saturn in Aquarius, there are always other options when we detach and step back and see from a higher vantage point. Venus, what does your heart want? What do you most want? It has to be a responsible choice. It has to be a long-lasting choice, because this is what Saturn encourages us to do. So if you get what we call a reality check coming through with this new moon, it's because it's trying to protect you. Remember that phrase, rejection is God's protection. Okay, my beautiful friends, so let's get into the 12 sign readings. Remember to listen to your sun, which is your life force, your personality, how your egoic energies will experience this new moon, your moon sign, which is how you will experience it emotionally, and your rising sign is the area of life, which area of your chart this new moon is happening for you. So let's start with Aquarius, because Aquarius, this is your new moon. Happy new moon, Aquarians. This new moon is happening for you in your first house. And whenever we have a new moon in the first house, it can affect any area of our life. It is the self, it's the I am, it's where we declare inwardly or outwardly who we are now. And with a new moon, we're often coming out with a new status or a new identity of some form. So first house rules your identity. It rules the roles you play in life. It rules the projects you take on, the job titles that you have, the business title that you have. It also rules your vitality. And because it's across the chart from your 7th house of relationships, you can feel some manifestation or some desire to make a change in relationships or create something new in relationships as well during a new moon in your sign here, Aquarius. So your message from Spirit, first of all, is that there's a new vision coming in for you. And this is a visionary new moon. And since you have Aquarian energy, you know you're a visionary. I hope you know that you're a visionary. You think outside the box. You want liberation and freedom for all. You want equality for all. You want everyone to be seen as powerful, equal, and to have a vote. And this is, this applies to you too, of course, Aquarius, in your life. So first thing that Spirit said when I tuned into you was, you are starting a new chapter of your life. You are starting a new vision for some area of your life, some area. Some of you are having a complete redirect. Spirit used those words, a complete redirect. So a real redirect of your energy, of your focus, going someplace else. Something new coming to your attention that you are ready to really give your all to give all your focus to. And the biggest message that came through for you is that it's time for self-honesty, for you to be really, really honest with yourself about what is going on in your life that needs changing, that needs maybe cutting ties to a situation that isn't good for you, anything that you feel like that just hasn't been healthy for you. For some of you, it could be a toxicity, it could be anything, right? First house is how you see yourself. It's also how you dress, it's your appearance, it's how you do whatever you adorn yourself with, or even for those of you who wear makeup, like the colors that you use, the colors that you wear, the jewelry, your style, it's all of that. So often when we have a real deep inner change, we want to change our outer appearance as well. It just naturally follows. So there's a self-honesty that you're being called to, beautiful Aquarius. A self-honesty to really get real with yourself about what is true for you and what needs to go and what you want to pursue going forward. So I'm shuffling the cards, and I'm going to pull a card for you now, Aquarius. Aquarius, your card is Illumination. Illumination, this is such a spiritual card. There is so much light here and so much reflection off of the water. And of course, Aquarius, you are seen as the water bearer. Even though you're an air sign, water comes into things because there's a flow that happens with water. There's a flow of ease and grace, and it's like regardless of what's happening in your life, regardless of what other people are doing, it's like that phrase of not my monkeys, not my circus. I am staying clear, I'm staying focused, and you have a real ability to focus, Aquarius. But this is with illumination, of course, you're ruled by Uranus, co-ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Uranus wants to awaken you, to bring you an illumination, something you haven't seen before this. This new moon is promising to show you something that is going to bring a new sense of light into your sight, your mind's eye, your ability to see from a higher perspective, a higher vantage point that will help free and liberate you. Beautiful Aquarius. So happy new moon. Okay, Capricorn. Hello, beautiful Capricorns. You are having this new moon in your second house of earned income. It's your values, it's your possessions, it's self-love and self-esteem. The second house is our 3D reality of all the things that really matter, the things that we can touch, we can feel, we can smell, we can eat. It's all of those things. It's this second house is traditionally associated with Taurus, and Taurus is very earthly energy. And Capricorn, you're earth too. So this is a place where you're very likely asking, am I making enough money? Where can I make more money? And you could have new opportunities come in during a new moon in your second house for making new money, new projects. Also, your self-esteem could get a boost, or you could just be noticing that you want to raise your self-esteem. Maybe you want to do some inner child healing work. I do have a video for you on that that's helped a lot of people. I will link to that below as well. But this new moon is about you valuing yourself, you knowing what you deserve and increasing your sense of self-love, self-esteem, self-deserving. Your message from Spirit. The first message was that there's a clearing out, that a lot of you are going to want to do clutter clearing. And when I say clutter clearing, I mean it could be on any level. It could be physically, it could be your home, it could be your garage, it could be your basement, but it could your attic, but it could also be your clearing out mental clutter, thoughts, ideas, belief systems that don't fit you anymore, that have limited you. It could be clearing out emotional clutter. It could be clearing out spiritual clutter even. So it's different for all of you where that focus would be. There's also a forgiveness that is also its own way of clearing, right? When you forgive and you let something pass on, you give it compassion, pass on compassion, and you can let it go and it can lighten you so much, beautiful Capricorn. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others. And a shedding of a skin. When we do these things, of course, we shed a skin. We shed layers when we release things. I just sold almost everything that I own or donated it, gave it away, let it go. And wow, what a process that was. That can't help but transform you, beautiful Capricorn. Not saying go sell everything you own. Not saying that at all. I'm just using that as an example. When we do release possessions, even just one possession, one thing a day, a lot of people have this habit of, if I buy something new, I find something that I'm gonna let go, donate, give away as well. So that's one way to go about it. There's a softening of ambition that Spirit said you're doing. Capricorn, you can be very ambitious, very forward moving. What's the next mountain to climb? Where am I headed? Always focused on where am I headed. Sometimes keeps you from being in the present moment, and sometimes could keep you from following your heart and following your spirit, because sometimes our ambitions are based on, what our parents wanted us to do. And that's very unconscious for those of us on a spiritual path, most likely. But you may find yourself softening in ambition and just wanting to be more present and just wanting to enjoy life more. This could happen for you, Capricorn. So let me pull a card for you. I'm shuffling the cards and we'll see what the cards have to say for you, beautiful Capricorns. Beautiful Capricorn, new moon in Aquarius. Your card is patience. Patience. There's a beautiful bird in flight. I see this as a water bird. It's flying over the full moon. I feel like this is saying there's going to be a full moon 2 weeks from now from this moon, and well, not from now, it depends on when you're listening to this, but 2 weeks from the new moon in Aquarius, which is on January 21st, there will be a manifestation for you. But until then, have patience. Be patient with yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. Capricorns are known for overworking, overdoing, because you are so industrious, you're so persevering, you're so strong. Have patience. Let things happen and unfold in divine right timing. There's a right timing to everything, and that you are not controlling, beautiful Capricorn. So in a way, it's a beautiful permission to lighten your load, to not feel like you have to control everything. So happy new moon in Aquarius, beautiful Capricorn. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, beautiful Sagittarius. This new moon in Aquarius is happening in your third house. Your third house is your local everything, your local environment. It is your, your neighbors, it's your siblings. It is also where you do your day-to-day, all your things, your commerce, your shopping, your working out, everything that you do on a day-to-day basis in your local, wherever you live. But it's also communication, emailing, speaking, talking on the phone, your devices, your electronics. It's on different levels. And so with a third house, new moon in Aquarius, you could find that you are seeing something from a new perspective in a relationship with a neighbor or a sibling. You could find that some change is happening in your local environment. You could find that, for example, something is closing that you've always kind of used, maybe you've always gone to the same gym, and that's closing, or that's changing, or it has new ownership and you don't like it anymore. And so you're being asked to change some routine perhaps. New moons in the third house can feel very busy. You can be doing a lot of errands. You can be really thinking about just, do I still want to live in this local area? Do I want to make a change? Am I happy here? Your messages from Spirit, Sag. So your first message was you are coming out of a hermit period. Does this resonate for you? I'm very curious. Leave me a comment below if you would. Let me know if this resonates for you. Are you coming out of your shell? Do you feel like you're leaving kind of a hermitage and you're wanting to kind of be more social now? Very possible with a third house new moon. Third house new moons can be very social in a really lovely way. Mars has been in Gemini, retrograde in Gemini, your opposite sign, for some time now, and now it's direct. So you could feel, because it's been Mars retrograde has been opposing you, you could have felt like you've been held back, like you have not made the headway that you wanted to make. And now you're ready to come out into the world. You're ready to make things happen. You're ready for some movement for sure, Sag. Spirit also said you are rocking it out. What does that mean, Sag? You tell me. What came to me was your joie de vivre. Like your joie de vivre is coming back for some of you. It's returning. And then also there's a heart opening for some of you. There's Jupiter in Aries is making a trine to your sign, because Aries is in fire sign and you're in fire, so you're fire. So you're getting a trine. And there's a sextile that Jupiter's making to the new moon. So you could feel a really beautiful heart opening. Some of you could meet somebody in your local area. So Sag, these are all really beautiful messages. Let me pull a card for you now and see what the cards have to say. Sagittarius, new moon, third house in Aquarius. Your card is thriving. This is very much, I feel, in alignment with those messages you just received. I love giraffes. Giraffes are one of my favorite animals. The giraffe is tall. It sees from a higher vantage point. It's a very Uranian kind of connection for this new moon. You can see above it all. You can see above it all, and so it frees you, because you can, it's a bird's eye view. It's a helicopter view. You get a whole new vantage point, and it helps us to de-stress from the minutia. With Mars retrograde in Gemini, you could have been very focused on the minutia, and that could have driven you a little batty. But my mom was a Sag moon. She would say that, this is driving me batty. So maybe that was my mom coming through just now. But there's a thriving energy. You see all the pink to this card. You see this tree, and this card talks about this tree being, thousands of years old, providing shelter. It's just, it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. So much beautiful light in this card, Sag. It's time for you to thrive. This new moon is going to help you thrive. You're going to see from a higher vantage point. There's going to be freedom and liberation for you in that. And I don't know if you hear that car in the background, but wow, was that a rev of the engine, a big rev of the engine. So some of you may just be revving your engines and taking off. So happy new moon in Aquarius, beautiful Sag. Okay, Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. Scorpio, you are having this new moon in Aquarius in your fourth house. Fourth house of home, family, childhood conditioning. It's the inner self. It's our very first memories growing up in our family situation. So with a new moon here, this could touch on family issues for you. It could touch on your home. You could be beautifying your home, remodeling. You could be wanting to move, wanting to be in a new home, wanting to build a new house perhaps. Or you could be doing you could be getting an epiphany or a revelation around something to do with your childhood, around a belief system, around a way of thinking or a way of seeing. And you could feel liberated as a result of that discovery that comes in for you during this new moon. Now, Scorpio, the messages you got from Spirit, the first one is that there's a new strength that you are going to be feeling. There's a new strength that you can tune into, that you can ask for if you're not feeling it yet. Mars is direct now in Gemini. Mars rules your sign. It co-rules your sign, Scorpio. Because you're ruled both by Pluto and by Mars, you could have felt very like the energy was very stagnant. You could have felt like, I just don't have the motivation the drive, the mojo to go after something that I know I need or want in my life. Now with Mars direct in Gemini, you may see more choices, more options, more possibilities for yourself. You may feel like more has just opened up for you. There are more opportunities, and opportunities that you feel good about, that you feel like you want to take advantage of. So that's message number one. Message number two, expect that there may be a detox happening for you. It's time for you to claim your full power, Scorpio. Claim your power. This new moon is conjunct Pluto, as I spoke about at the beginning of the video. And that means that because you are co-ruled by Pluto, that means you may be feeling this, like it's time to release something, a thought form, a sense, anything that makes you feel powerless. Maybe it's a codependence on a person or a situation in your life where you feel you're dependent on it, but you're not, and it's possibly holding you back from feeling strong and free and liberated. So this is a gift. This is a beautiful gift, Scorpio. And I know I feel like I'm sounding like such a mom right now. So I apologize to those of you if it sounds like I'm like preaching or telling you what to do. I don't mean that. But I just feel like there's a real, that's kind of the energy that's coming through right now, is claim your power, let the thing go, whatever that thing is that you, whatever that revelation, that epiphany that you get during this new moon, Scorpio, follow it, give it power, let something go, anything go that you know, it may be hard to let go of, because often, you know, when there's something that's comforting to us, something that is, we feel is kind of holding us up and taking care of us, it's hard to let it go. But as you let it go, that's when your true power becomes available to you. That's when you learn more about you. That's when you discover the strength that Spirit spoke of in the very beginning for you. The new strength, that's when it comes forward. Because you don't know it until you let go of the thing that, the training wheels, right? Until you take those training wheels off, you don't know if you can ride the bike. And you know that feeling, for those of you who've learned to ride a bike, how amazing it is. It's a little wobbly at first, but once you get your balance, Scorpio, then you're flying high, you're riding high. Keep your eye on the future. This is a future-focused new moon. Aquarius is about the future. Keep your eye on the future and all will be well. So let's pull a card for you, Scorpio, and see what the cards have to say. Scorpio. Scorpio, your card is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Look at the image of this card, this reaching up, this letting go, this focus on I release control to the divine. I ask you, my higher self, to bring me support in forgiving whatever I need to forgive. You may get a lot of new energy from forgiving yourself. You've done the very best you could up to this time with the consciousness and the resources that you have. Anyone in your life, anyone that you feel that you might want to blame or point to or look at, very human if so, any of those people, they've done the very best they can with the consciousness, the resources, the power, the awareness that they had. So forgive yourself, forgive anyone in your life that comes to mind when I talk about forgiveness, and a new freedom will come in, and a new strength will come in for you, beautiful Scorpio. So happy new moon in Aquarius. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. Libra, you're having this new moon in Aquarius in your fifth house of children, creativity. Your fifth house is also the house of fun. It's the house of lightening up and delight, letting delightful opportunities, pleasures, joy come in. It's the house of pleasure. It is the house of self-expression. So you could have a new vision or a new beginning in any of these areas. You could have something new come to light that you want to do. This could be, I see artistic stuff in my mind's eye. I see painting, I see drawing, I see, those nights when you can go to a class and, sip something yummy and paint. There's so many different ways to do this, but in a playful way, because this is the house of playfulness. Now, your messages from Spirit, Libra. The first one was you're cutting ties to something or someone. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a situation. If you don't follow your inner guidance and cut ties to whatever you know you need to, and you do already know, I think, what that is, Libra, you will feel stuck. You will stay in that place of feeling stuck. And that is that can be a toxic energy. This new moon is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. It wants us to release whatever is toxic to us. So you want to get the energy moving, and there's a lot of support for that in this new moon. The other message from Spirit was that there's an ease for you because this new moon is in Aquarius, which is an air sign, and you're an air sign, Libra. So there's a trine energy to any planets that you have in Libra that will help give you that tailwind that I talk about, that just sort of nice breeze that just, washes over you and helps you to feel like you're supported. This new moon wants to lighten you up, Libra. It wants to help lighten you up. Have you felt heavy? Have you felt, with Capricorn energy, the Pluto and Capricorn conjunction to this new moon, you could feel a heaviness, and that's what it's going to only, if you feel it, it's only showing you what needs to be let go of. Creative pursuits, you are awakening to a new self. There's a new self that will show up for you, that will delight you when you follow something creative. And it could be really, really simple and small. You don't have to be an artist. This could be simply you buy one of those adult coloring books, and you buy some crayons and some paper, and you just let yourself doodle and play and let your heart choose the colors for you. It could be that simple. So let's pull a card for you, but that's where we can have, that's what we call process art, and that's where we can have just such a softening of our energy that it lets in new awarenesses, new epiphanies, new revelations that are liberating and freeing and allow us to wake up to who we really are. Okay, Libra, I'm pulling a card for you now. Your card is pleasure. Okay, I have to laugh because the 5th house is the house of pleasure. So come on. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Pleasure. And look at this card. There's a pathway into a new gateway, and there's a new moon, a crescent moon. Nevertheless, it started as a new moon. And there's a gateway to liberation here. And there's a beautiful deer, a soft, gentle deer. And deers do, and the animal medicine cards, Jamie Sam's, it's the deer is gentleness. It's allowing everything to soften, just softening, allowing your energy to soften, which happens when we give ourselves pleasure. What would be pleasurable for you, Libra? Right now, what comes to you when I ask you that question? Follow that, do that, and see what happens on this new moon in Aquarius. Okay, Virgo, hello, my beautiful Virgos. This new moon in Aquarius is happening for you in your 6th house of health, wellness, nutrition. It is, everything your daily habits, all of your daily habits, like what time you wake up, how much sleep do you get, what do you do for your body, what do you do for your mental health, what do you do for your physical health? Is your lifestyle the lifestyle you want? Do you feel supported? Are the structures in your life supporting you? It's also work schedules and our daily work. So any of those things could change for you because 6th house is connected to our job. If you have a job or your daily schedule, you could get an epiphany or a revelation about what you want that to look like, a new vision, and you could want to change something. You could get a new job, you could want a new job, you could want to start your own business. You could change something in your health or exercise routines, or just get a vision for what you want to do instead. You might say, I want to lift weights now when I didn't lift weights before. Aquarian energy is very innovative. It's new. It's going outside the box. It's thinking in new ways. So all of that kind of forward thrusting, new view, new perspective could be applied to any of those areas in the 6th house for you. And Virgos, you're already connected to health in your way of being. You already are considered the rulers of the 6th house. So this is a new moon, I think, that's going to feel very comfortable to you in that way. Now, your messages from Spirit. One is that there's an elevation here, that you are elevating or upgrading your life. You're wanting to improve. And that's, I know, a very Virgo word. You're wanting to improve. Virgos create order out of chaos. You create order out of chaos. You improve any situation for yourself or for others. This is your healing energy. This is what you do naturally. You want to do this for yourself. You want to improve or upgrade some area of your life. You know you deserve better. If you don't know it, this is a message from Spirit. You deserve better, Virgo. It's time to have a life upgrade. And finally, your third message is that you are releasing seeing yourself as needing improvement. Now, I know that may sound like paradoxical, oxymoronic, whatever. I'm not really getting those terms right, I think, as I'm applying them right now, but you know what I'm saying. You don't need to be improved. On a spiritual level, you are pure love, pure light, pure genius, pure brilliance, Virgo. You don't need to be improved. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need, yes, you might want to improve some area of your life. You want to maybe raise it to the vibration of your current vibration. But any of you who are self-critical, which is a lot of Virgos, you are being encouraged to drop that habit. 6th house habits, to drop the habit of criticizing yourself or seeing yourself as less than whole, less than divine, less than pure perfection. You are naturally pure love, perfection. Beautiful, Virgo. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. And what a beautiful message that was that just came through for you. I hope you take it to heart, Virgos. Okay, so your card is Love. I love this card so much. It's so pretty. I love all the flowers in this card. It's so vibrant, so alive. Flowers are naturally whole and perfect, right? We never look at a flower and go, that should really be improved. Someone should redesign that flower. This image of this beautiful image, it's so healthy, right? It's just exudes love, health, and all of that. For some of you, new love is coming in. For some of you, new self-love is coming in. For some of you, it's just awakening to the truth that you are naturally lovable and loved, and you are made of pure love, as I said earlier. So what a beautiful confirmation of the message from spirit that came in early. Mercury's still retrograde. What a beautiful confirmation of that. Beautiful, Virgo. Love wants to enter your life even more. Happy new moon in Aquarius. Okay, Leo. Hello, beautiful Leos. You're having this new moon in Aquarius in your 7th house of partnerships, and partnerships of all kinds, romantic relationships, committed partnerships, committed relationships with clients, with people who have your back, with those whose backs you support. So the message that came through for you, Leo, was that you're breaking free. You're breaking free in a relationship. You're breaking free in your mindset about relationships, perhaps. You are changing you have had an epiphany or will have an epiphany during this new moon, a revelation around how you see relationships or what you feel you need to give or what you want to receive. There's some very important discovery, epiphany, sense that will help you to liberate yourself when it comes to relationships. And some of you will probably have a new vision for your relationships because this is a visionary new moon as well. You could have a breakthrough in a relationship. You could take a relationship to a new level, or you could, you could let it go. There's a lot that could happen here for you, but Aquarius wants things outside the box, wants things different, wants things to, it's important that it's supportive of you, that all your relationships and commitments and where you feel a sense of responsibility to others or where you feel that others are responsible to you, that's clean and clear and is not toxic, right? So because Pluto is conjuncting this new moon in Aquarius. You may feel like, I'm done. There's something you might be done with, and it could just be a way of thinking, but it could also be a behavior pattern, yours or another person's. It could be something that you're cutting ties to and you're clearing out. Because you know what you're worth, you no longer are willing to settle, Leo. For those of you who felt like in the past you've settled, and I know that's a lot of empaths and highly sensitive people, a lot of people on a spiritual path, you could feel like I've settled in the past, or I've been settling and I'm no longer settling. I know what I'm worth. I know what I deserve. This is a new day and I'm coming out as a new self, and I'm holding my view, my vision of relationships to in a higher consciousness. So let's pull a card for you. Higher vibrational relationships, Leo. Let's pull a card for Leos. Leo, what do the cards have to say for you? Leo, your card is potential. Potential, and this is a beautiful mountain. It could even be a volcano. There's light coming from it. If you look closely, it reminds me of Mount Rainier in the Pacific Northwest of the US. It reminds me of the power of intention, the power of knowing who you are. You have great potential. Opposite this new moon in your 7th house is the first house of self. And we're always balancing self with the other, right? So you're having this new moon in the house of the other, but you are partnering with the other and bringing your full self, first house, your I am self, the knowledge of who you are, of what you want, of what you deserve, of what you desire. You're bringing that to your relationships, right? So I see you as this mountain, Leo, and I see you as awakening to your potential during this new moon, the potential of just, not just you, but your relationships as well, as a reflection of what you can have and what you can have in your life. All the light. This could even be seen as a volcano erupting, as some sort of eruption. And it's interesting because this new moon in Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus can sometimes be disruptive or eruptive, but that's only so that we wake up. And if we wake up, that's when we can say yes to the new. And this is very much of a say yes to the new moon. So happy new moon in Aquarius, beautiful Leo. Okay, Cancers. Hello, Cancer family. I have my moon in Cancer as well as my rising. So Cancer family, this new moon in Aquarius is happening in your 8th house, your 8th house of death and rebirth, transformation. It is taxes, it's sexuality, it's real intimacy with other people. So the 8th house is where we have a transformation within ourselves, but also where we can have a transformation with another person, because it really is a partnership house as well. It is where we share resources with other people. It can be involving your investments, it can involve inheritances, but it's a very powerful house. And with this new moon conjuncting Pluto, and the Pluto is connected to the 8th house, this could be a very powerful new moon for you, Cancer. And we just had the Cancer full moon, which I'm guessing was also powerful for you. It was where something may have come to light for you around a family relationship or around your home. You could have had a revelation then during the full moon, and now you want to put it into practice. Now you almost feel like you have to. So you may be setting new boundaries or asking, okay, if this person's situation, home, family scenario is not supportive of me, where can I get the support? Aquarius being tribal, community, friendship, energy, wanting us, helping us, encouraging us to find our tribe, our like-minded tribe, new support, Cancer. So messages from Spirit. The first one for you is be strong. Very simple, be strong. Hold to what you know is true. Do not question what you know is true. The second message was, this came through possibly from my dad, who passed away when I was just 16. And he used to say, he was in the Navy, so he used to say, group up and hit the deck. That was something that they said out on naval ships. They'd go, group up and hit the deck. Group up was the part that came to me. Group up. Group up with your tribe, Cancer. Find your people. That will really support you. That will bring you a sense of emotional security, because Cancers need emotional security from their relationships. And if you have a relationship that feels like it's not secure for you, where you're not receiving what you're giving, then it's time to group up with new people. The other message that came through for you is that Mars is going into Cancer in March. So it's going into your sign. It will be going through your first house for those of you who are Cancer risings. And that is going to give you a new forward movement, mojo, desire, motivation. It's going to feel really good to people with Cancer energy. So just know that if you have felt, for those of you who are Cancer risings, you've had Mars retrograde in your 12th house, and that is not an easy placement of Mars retrograde at all. That's bringing up past life stuff for clearing, and that is not easy. That's really transmuting dark energy. So for those of you who are Cancer risings, you've been going through that. Know that the energy is moving forward and that it is definitely shifting, and you're going to feel a lot more empowered and energetic when Mars is in your first house. So some of you during this new moon may get a revelation. There's something around valuing yourself here, valuing yourself, your needs, where you need support, and not settling, Cancers, not saying, okay, I guess I just don't get to have support here. No, that's not true. You do get to have support. You know, I hope you know this with Cancer energy. Your needs are very important. All of our needs are important, regardless of our sign. But with Cancer energy, we tend to give more than we receive. And this is where we have to be very, very clear on what are our needs, what are our non-negotiables, and not negotiate those away, or we will be drained, exhausted, and, I was going to say lifeless. That's really exaggerating a bit, I know, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we will not have the energy to pursue the things we want. And you're a cardinal sign, Cancer. You need that energy. So we all need energy, but you are a self-initiator, so it's very, very important. So I'm going to pull a card for you now, Cancers. What do the cards have to say for Cancer? And your card is Truth. Truth. So I was just looking at the timer on the video, and it was 1:11, 1 hour and 11 minutes in. So that's 111. What is your truth? 111, new beginnings, new revelations, new downloads. A download of truth is coming to you. And you can see the winds are blowing. The winds are blowing the trees, they're blowing the grasses, the clouds are moving. Everything is shifting and moving out of the way. And wind is air energy, and that's Aquarian energy. There's a shift happening with a new truth. You are going to receive a new truth, Cancer, and it's going to make you feel stronger. It's going to make you feel more true to who you are, and it's going to allow you to make choices that support you. And it's time to make choices that support you. And if you are afraid of losing something very important to you, very possibly connected to home or family, feel the fear and ask Spirit to give you the support that you need, the courage that you need to make a choice that is best for you, that in the long run will be best for everyone, including your home and family members. So happy new moon in Aquarius, beautiful Cancer. And leave me a comment if you would. Let me know if this resonates for you. Gemini, hello Gemini family. I have my natal sun in Gemini. So this new moon is happening for Geminis in their 9th house, your 9th house of adventure, spirituality, spiritual beliefs, awakening, expansion, and long distance travel, higher learning. This is where you could be taking a course or setting out on a new adventure, moving to a new country even now, or traveling internationally. Now, your messages from Spirit, Gemini. The first one was freedom, freedom, freedom. I know, if that tune doesn't sound familiar, it's because it's not a song that I know. Geminis, you are going to be seeing with new eyes. There's an awakening that's coming through for you with this new moon. If you're not feeling it yet, ask for an awakening, ask for a breakthrough, ask for, bursting through the water into clarity. Ask for it. Ask for clarity. Mars is now direct in our sign. Gemini, can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah? Are you happy? Because I have to say that I really felt this Mars retrograde with my stellium in Gemini. I really felt it. You could have felt held back. You could have felt like you didn't have the energy, the mojo that you needed. You could have felt like, where's my desire? Where is my, this was all for a purpose. This was all for a purpose to help us see what are our true motivations. What do we really want? Where are we not supported and needing to get support for specific things in our life? What are our true values? What do we really want? These are all things that Mars retrograde was helping us with. So I hope you received some sort of epiphany that's going to help you feel stronger and more like yourself going forward. Your other message from Spirit is that, I'm looking at my notes, Gemini. Your other message from Spirit is that you're going to be able to see things from a new angle, a new mindset that's going to make you feel more sovereign, more strong within yourself. And that this is the beginning of feeling more abundant and more prosperous. New possibilities, new opportunities coming in. Gemini is an air sign. Aquarius, where the new moon is an air sign. There's a natural trine, a natural flow of energy with these signs, and that's going to probably bring a really lovely feeling to you for this new moon in Aquarius. So Geminis, let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. Geminis, your card is diligence. Check it out, diligence. So there's a bird in flight. Do you resonate with birds, Gemini? Because I certainly do as an air sign, as a Gemini. I love birds so much. And this bird is flying high over the fields and getting a new vantage point, a higher vantage point. It's being diligent about seeing things from a new perspective. And that's what I feel this is saying. Aquarian energy is about seeing from a higher vantage point, from stepping back and detaching and going higher, right? Going higher to see with new eyes. This is saying be diligent. Now, you know where you need more diligence, but I feel that this card, because there's a bird in flight and it's way high and the clouds are parting and it's getting clarity, I feel like this card is saying be diligent about stepping back and seeing from a higher perspective and engaging your higher mind, engaging. And this new moon's ruled by Uranus, and that's the higher mind, right? Uranus is the great awakener. If there's another area of your life where you feel like you want to be and need to be more diligent, apply that to this message. Apply this message to that. But I feel that this is saying, we Geminis, we can be so down in the details, the minutia. We're good at details, but we can be so buried in that we forget to see, as we say, the forest from the trees. So beautiful, Gemini. Happy new moon in Aquarius. May you take flight and see new possibilities with new eyes. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. This new moon is happening in your 10th house, your 10th house of career, life purpose, legacy. And you may really be feeling this legacy with Pluto conjunct this new moon, and Pluto and Capricorn conjunct the new moon. You may really be feeling this sense of, what is my legacy? What do I want to pass on to my children, my grandchildren, or the world, It's also where we seek out meaning. You could want to start a new business. You could want to do something that is really your unique expression, where you really feel like, I'm giving what I know I came here to give. This could be very strong for you during this new moon. Or you could just very strongly want a whole new career. You could have done a career for a very long time, Taurus, and you could be tired, or you could just feel like, I've outgrown this. It doesn't have that spark for me anymore. I want a new spark. I want a new connection with the divine. I want a soul-directed life. And if that is true for you, Taurus, I really encourage you to check out my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, because it's all about being guided by spirit. And I share with you a lot of things, a lot of personal stories in that book, but I also share with you my technique for connecting to the divine, for partnering with your soul and channeling messages from your soul that will really uplift you and give you a strong sense of security in the world. Now, your messages from Spirit are, you're changing how you see your career and life purpose. Something is changing for you. With Uranus in your sign, Uranus and Taurus, all of this time and continuing to be there until 2026, you're really being worked on. Uranus is really working on you to allow change in your life, to do things in a different way. You are, some of you have really been taken through the ringer. I know some of you have really had a hard time with this energy, but I think that you're going to feel a breath of fresh air with Aquarius. I think you're going to feel a new energy coming in that's going to be really welcomed, very welcomed by you, Taurus. And a new vision coming through, a new calling. So really pay attention to your heart's calling. If you don't know, if you feel stuck, check out my book or get another book by somebody that's about awakening to your heart's calling, because that is what, there's a new lease on life for you in this Aquarius new moon, a new lease on life. And my book is linked below if I didn't say that before, so you know how to check it out. Also in my banner, you can click on the Amazon link. Okay, so let's pull a card for you, Taurus, and see what the cards have to say. Taurus, beautiful Taurus. You also, Taurus, you're known for your connection to the throat, your singing voice, your speaking voice, and this is an Aquarius new moon, and that's connected to the throat chakra as well. So some of you may be unclogging your throat chakra during this new moon. Your card is fulfillment. This is what we were talking about. The 10th house is all about fulfillment. I love this so much, so much. You are, this beautiful, ripe, juicy peach is symbolic of your fulfillment, of the juiciness of life. And there's a full moon in the background. So look to this full moon that comes 2 weeks after the new moon. New moon's January. New moon is January 21st. 2 weeks after that, we'll have the full moon. Look to that for a new sense, a new revelation about what would bring you the most fulfillment. And maybe, because I said June at first, maybe there's something coming for you in June as well that, here we are in January, and a lot of times we see things come to fruition 6 months later. So that could be a message for you as well. So happy, fulfilling new moon in Aquarius, beautiful Taurus. The best is yet to come. Tell yourself, if you don't feel it right now, the best is yet to come. I am opening to the truth and opening to the possibility that the best is yet to come. My life is just beginning. If you just landed here for the very first time, Taurus, what would you say yes to? If you had no past and you just landed here and you were completely open like a small child to, what do I want to be when I grow up? What would you say yes to? Okay, Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. Aries, this new moon is happening in your 11th house, and I love this so much for you because Aquarius is connected to the 11th house. Uranus, the ruler of this new moon in Aquarius, rules the 11th house, and you're having it in the 11th house. That means like a triple layering of energy for you in the 11th house. It's very strong. You're going to feel this new moon very strongly. This new moon energy makes a sextile to Aries energy. It's positive energy flow. It's buoyant. You've got Jupiter direct now, planet of expansion direct now in your sign, Aries. It's in your sign. That's a lot of support, not to mention that Jupiter in Aries is making a sextile to the new moon. So very beautiful. Your messages from Spirit, you are taking off. You're unstoppable. You're unstoppable even. With Jupiter in your sign, you are gathering your resources. I didn't feel doubts. If some of you have doubts, feel the fear and do it anyway. Journal your doubts, ask Spirit to take them, give them to your higher self to transmute. The main message was stay true to yourself, Aries. Stay true to yourself. You are ruled by Mars, being in Aries. You're ruled by Mars, and Mars is now direct in Gemini. So you could have definitely felt stifled, held back, unmotivated. Your desires not coming to fruition, and now you're going to feel a new wind beneath your wings. So let's pull a card for you, Aries. So much good news for you. Mars direct. I think you're really going to feel that. Leadership. Aries, you are a natural leader. You know this about yourself. If you don't, I'm letting you know now. You are a natural leader. You're a pioneer. You want to do things your way. You often want to do things by yourself because you know that you can count on you to do things. But you can really be helped by having a team of people help you, because sometimes you're just all about the ideas and a fire starter, right? Getting something started. And in the best of all ways, I meant that, you can sometimes want to get things going and have someone else handle the details. But in this card, there is a bear. And the bear is walking and seeing its reflection. When I think of bears, I think of strength, I think of mothering, I think of protection. And you're being asked to be that for others, to let your leadership come to the fore, to stand up and be counted, to say, I have something to share, I have something to offer, and not be afraid to be your leader self. Beautiful Aries. So there's nothing stopping you now. Step into your leadership, step into your power, step into your strength. Beautiful Aries. Happy new moon in Aquarius. Leave me a comment, let me know if that resonates for you. Okay, Pisces. Hello, beautiful Pisces. This new moon in Aquarius is happening in your 12th house. This is a natural placement. You are already connected to the 12th house. It's a very natural place for you. It's the house of retreat, the imagination, where you connect with the divine, where you merge with your divine self, where you float in the ocean of oneness. It's a very loving place, divinely loving, unconditionally loving. It's also the subconscious mind. It's where we can be clearing out limiting beliefs, limiting notions of what's possible for us, of what we can create, of who we are even. Pisces, especially for Pisces who have in many past lifetimes dissolved old identities, and now in this lifetime you're strengthening your identity of self here. So your message from Spirit is that some of you are still doing more reflecting, more resting, more relaxing, more kind of rejuvenating your energy. There's an expansion that is on offer for you during this new moon, an expansion of self. Who am I? What am I here to do? What am I here to give and to offer to the world? What do I want to do? What does my heart desire? What is my heart directing me to say yes to? You're seeing yourself in a more powerful way during this new moon, especially if you're doing some of any kind of reflection that is calling to you. If you're saying yes to that, you will see there's a pulling up of power for you, of power of who you are naturally, your divine self, your pure love self. And finally, you're releasing an old self-concept that it has been limiting to you, an old self-concept that just isn't true. It comes from past lives. It comes from past experiences that you may not even be consciously aware of, that maybe keeps some of you hiding or just dimming your light in some way. That's being released. It's time to release that. Connect with the divine, ask the divine to help you do that. And that will happen easily, seamlessly, in flow. Beautiful Pisces. Beautiful Pisces. So for some reason, I did not pull a card for you when I was filming this video yesterday. And here I am on a Saturday evening, and there is all kinds of liveliness happening in my neighborhood. There's someone singing live, they're singing La Bamba. This is just very festive atmosphere. And I'm gonna pull a card for you now. So I always trust in the timing of things. I always trust that there's a reason that I didn't pull a card for you then and that I'm pulling a card for you now. And maybe there's a message for you there of just enjoying yourself, enjoying the joy of life, the music, the festiveness, the beauty, the artistry. You are a natural artist, Pisces. You are naturally drawn to all the arts. So let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. And your card is Transformation. How perfect for a 12th house new moon. Transformation. You are going through a transformation, beautiful Pisces. Does that resonate for you? You have two sides of you. You have the light, bright, sunny side, and you have the more internal, I think of this as going inward side. Both of these are very important to your wholeness. You can't, I was gonna say negotiate away any side of yourself. I feel like this card is saying accept your dark and your light, accept the different facets of you. Think of a diamond and how many different facets a diamond has. Accept that you are a multifaceted diamond self, human being, that you have, there's a message that's coming through for me right now of accept all aspects of yourself, accept all aspects of your life, forgive yourself for anything, any grievance that you could be holding against yourself. Love the parts of you that you might judge as dark or as parts that you don't want to show other people. Love them, bring them out into the light, and you will have a beautiful transformation for this new moon in Aquarius. Leave me a comment, Pisces. Let me know if this resonates for you. Sending you all my love. My beautiful friends, I am so grateful to you for your presence and your energy and your time and being here with me. I want to thank you so much for connecting. I love your comments. I so appreciate your likes, your thumbs up on this video. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for subscribing, because when you subscribe, you win. You get to be notified as soon as my new videos are uploaded. Tap the notification bell so you're sure to get notified when I upload again, and your subscribes also really support my channel. So thank you so much for that. And for those of you who've asked me if you could donate, yes, I have a PayPal link below in the description box below. If you want to buy me a Mexican mocha, it's my favorite. It's my favorite coffee drink here in Puerto Vallarta, and I would so appreciate that support. If you would like a personal astrology consultation, if you would like to know how this new moon in Aquarius is affecting you, or how the new year, the year of 2023, is likely to play out for you, the transits that are happening this year in your personal natal astrology chart, the future transits that are coming up throughout the year. And I always love awakening you, inspiring you with new information about your natal chart. Even if you've had a natal chart done before, there are always new revelations that come up for my clients during readings. I can also do a heart's desire reading for you if you have a specific area of life where you would like to know what's happening for me in my love life, what's happening for me with work, with life purpose. I also do individual life purpose readings. So go to my website, check out my reading descriptions, as well as the results, the testimonials that people have shared after a reading with me. And if you are ready for support, if you're ready for coaching support, if you're tired of trying to do it alone, you want to make headway on a new vision for your life, or you want to clarify what the vision is for your life, go to my website, to my coaching page, and check out my Soul Alchemy coaching. You can also do a clarity session, a one-off clarity session. If you would like an answer on something specific, clarity on something specific in your life. And as promised, I have a free gift for you. That free gift is a guided meditation, a healing meditation that's going to connect you to your heart, will connect you to your spirit guides, to your heart's true knowing. Go to my website, subscribe to my inspirational updates, and you will receive an instant download of my free guided meditation, Reconnect to Your Spirit, to Your Heart. And until my next video, my friend, I am sending you all my love. Happy Aquarius new moon.